Hello everybody, so I got my own space now at the shelter I'm at for my disabilities, so that's nice. So, um, you know, uh, today's video though is the accommodation video. So, let's talk about the accommodation that, you know, I was mentioning very subtly in yesterday's video that should be checked out. So, when Nisi and I got into the new shelter after 6 months of being kicked out and back on the streets from the old shelter, I did not expect what I got, getting us into a shelter like that. But when I got us into the shelter, after I think 4 days, maybe? I don't know. But I think it was about January 4th, around that time, I spoke to staff about giving us a knock accommodation. The head program director and I believe, second in command. Now, Nisi and I, at the time, were always taking Benadryl to help us sleep, as well as to deal with allergies. So her and I wanted to make certain that they knocked at 8 o'clock instead of between 10 and 11, because by that point, we would always be asleep. So, we spoke to the head program director. I took care of all of our accommodation situations. And they said, they would agree to that. Never gave us a written notice of agreement, but they said they would agree to this ADA accommodation. It was never followed once. And Nisi, in her distress video, even said they were still not following the accommodation almost a month after separation, and definitely a month after an agreement had been made by me and the program directors. So, the thing is, I spoke to one of the program directors. I will, of course, not name people because I want to keep myself legally safe. But I spoke to the second-in-command program director, young 20s, female, blonde, whatever. Looks like the party type. The type that cares more about what they own than anything else. Well, they claimed to me when I asked them why the accommodation's not being met properly, that it was just something new they had to get used to, though it's only one room being changed. So, we always were sleep deprived, we were always tired every day, and Nisi, I want you to know, since I'm sure they're still not following the accommodation properly, I'm dealing with it because I love you, and I don't believe the lies that